Green Shields, and I'm here today with Craig Kaplan, the product manager for XTM. Today we're going to be talking about the brand new Nitro Rail. That's right, the rail has gone nitro. And Craig's here to tell us all about it, from the bumper to the wing, everything that's fantastic about this new rail.
That's right, Mike. It's got a great set of shocks on it. Threaded aluminum shock bodies, coil-over springs, oil-filled, change the oil in it, and it completely changes the handling of the vehicle, whether you're racing or bashing. The shocks are bolted to some great 4mm thick aluminum shock towers. It's got numerous positions in them, so you can change the tuning of it by adjusting the shocks. It's got a metal geared heavy-duty steering servo, which is great for steering the buggy at super high speeds. It'll hold up, and it's great for bashing because it's metal geared. It's got a real easy to fill fuel tank, high capacity, simple to fill up with the flip top. It's got race-inspired differentials in it, 3 differentials, front, center, and rear, all of which are easily tunable with different silicone oils. Comes stock with grease, but change that out for oil and you'll really change the handling of the buggy. It's got a super powerful engine in it. Comes with the XTM 28. It's a super powerhouse, tons of torque. It's also coupled with an aluminum tune pipe, so it makes great sound. It's got all-terrain tires on it, which is great for the dirt or the street. Take it anywhere and you'll have great grip. All of that is controlled by the fabulous Airtronics MX Sport 2.4 GHz computer radio system.
You know, Craig, I'm really impressed. I mean, XTM's put a lot of stuff in this car. Before we move on to some of the other questions I have, I wanted to ask you about the tires. These tires are really more look like they're for street, but we're talking about them being all-terrain. What other tires are available for the vehicle?
Well, besides these all-terrain tires, Mike, we also offer a set of paddle tires, which are excellent for sand. It's almost a must. Slap on the paddle tires to another set of wheels, and you're great to go in the dunes.
So if you're out on the street, we've got these tires, which everybody's going to run their car out in front of the house, so we've got the right tire for that. And then the guys are going to go to Glamis, put on some big paddles, right? Absolutely. But won't any 8-scale buggy tire go on this vehicle?
Well, like we said, this is a traditional 8-scale buggy based. Any 8-scale 17mm wheel will fit onto it, and the tires and the wheels are standard size, so any aftermarket 8-scale buggy tire will fit on it as well.
So all the other brands of 8-scale wheels and tires will pop right on there.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. One of the other questions I had is we put a Airtronics radio in there. This really has a lot of performance, right? I mean,
yes,
there's a lot of tuning.
This is the Airtronics MX Sport radio. 10 model memory, 3 channels. It's a computer radio, and it's got all types of adjustments, from endpoint adjustments to even ABS braking. So you can fully dial in the radio to your driving style.
So it's a lot more than what comes in a regular RTR.
Absolutely.
I also want to talk to you about the differentials. You know, a lot of guys think that because this isn't necessarily an 8-scale racing buggy that you can't tune it or do anything, and that the opposite's really true, right? I mean, you can do anything with the setup of this.
Absolutely. Even though it's not a traditional racing buggy, we did include the race-inspired differentials. So it has a differential in the front, a differential in the center, and a differential in the rear. And they're all adjustable with some optional silicone oils.
Silicone oil. So put in a heavy silicone oil, tighten it up, a lighter silicone oil, it loosens it up.
Correct. Okay. Yeah, if you got a lot of traction out there, say for instance in the sand, you want to use a heavier oil. For not as much traction, you want to use a lighter oil.
Okay. I also see a lot of turnbuckles and adjustments on the car. I even see a sway bar in the back. So as we look at the car, we recognize that even though it's a sport car, it's got tons of tunability.
You're right, Mike. Even though it is ready to run, we include all types of linkages which are adjustable. Adjustable camber linkage, toe-in, even on the rear it's got adjustable camber, so you can really adjust the suspension to your preference.
And those are on turnbuckles, so you don't even have to take it apart. You can just turn the rod and it'll run those links in and out, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so the rail has a ton of fantastic features, but you're still going to need some stuff to make it go, right?
You're right.
So let's talk about what doesn't come in the box and the few things that you're going to need.
Well, Mike, the Nitro Rail does require a few accessories to get started. The Nitro Rail requires some model engine fuel. XTM Racing does make gallon containers of 20% nitromethane, which is great for powering the XTM 28 engine that the Nitro Rail comes with. You'll also need a glow plug wrench. That helps take in and out the glow plugs as necessary. You'll also need some AA batteries. You'll need 8 AA's for the transmitter, which is the Artronics MX Sport, as well as requiring 4 AA's for the radio gear inside the buggy. A glow plug starter is also required, and that's what heats up the glow plugs inside the engine. It also comes with the charger for it. And then lastly, you'll also require an XTM fuel bottle. The fuel bottle contains about 500 cc's, and it's great for transferring the fuel from the gallon container into the fuel tank of the buggy.
So as you can see, the Rail doesn't take much to get it going, and if you're already running nitro cars, you're going to have all this equipment anyway. Let's talk about some other great things about the Rail. You can customize it, you can change it, you can do things to it. We've got a ton of hop-ups available for the Rail. Craig, let's talk about everything that you can put on the car.
Well, Mike, you're right. There are a lot of option parts that you can get for the Nitro Rail. All the way from front to the back and everything in between. You can virtually hop up everything. Starting off over here, there's a number of spring sets that are available from XTM where you can customize the spring rates of the shocks and adjust your suspension. There's also optional big bore shocks that you can get, which will bolt right onto the Nitro Rail and give it a little bit more plush suspension if you need to. As with every nitro vehicle, you want to change tires, you want to change wheels. XTM has you set up from the start. We have pre-mounted paddle tires which will slap right onto it. Whether you want to go out into the sand or the dunes, you're ready to tear it up. There's also some brighter colored chrome wheels. There's some paddle tires by themselves if you want to put them on your own wheels. If you have a custom set that you want to mount them to, they're ready to go with the foam inserts. There's also a number of different tires that XTM has, including these really aggressive dirt tires. There's different wheels, like I said, in black and other colors as well. You can also upgrade the stock wheels by just changing the color of the rings. We offer them in various different colors with the gold, red, silver, blue, green, you name it. It's available for you, and you can really dress it up nicely. There's also a lot of suspension hop-ups with front hinge pin retainers, machine knuckles, rear hubs. You can really strengthen the Nitro Rail if you're going to be bashing it really hard, and just take extra precaution to make sure it holds up. With the other multicolored vehicle parts, there's side frames, roll bars, also aluminum roll bar connectors. They're great, they make it really customized and personal, and they can make your Nitro Rail look very custom to your own liking. Just set yourself apart, pick up some option parts, and really set yourself away from all your other friends and make yours look really unique.
You know, we've talked a lot about the details of the Rail, and you may have questions, so if you have any questions, send me an email at heymike@hobbypeople.net. Craig and I will be happy to answer any questions you have. Today, we're telling you, you want a Rail. It goes 45 miles an hour, it's got a big engine in it, it's got a great radio, it goes places other cars don't go, in the sand, in the dirt, anywhere you can think of. This is a fantastic car. You can get one today from an XTM dealer nationwide.